Hey guys, welcome back to another Fire Emblem Streetpass guide with your host, BowBreaker. Today we're going to be covering a special little character. Also, I hope you like the music I decided to choose. It's playing on my 3DS right now. Now, today's character is Donnel, who is a special little boy of the Villager class. The Villager class has some interesting skills, but anyway, we'll get into that later. Donnel's modifiers are quite weird, but they are +1 strength, -1 magic, -1 skill, -1 speed, +3 luck, +1 defense, -1 resistance. As you can see, Donnel has some quite physical-based modifiers. Now, Donnel has, this villager, to be more precise, has a certain skill called Aptitude. Aptitude is a skill where it increases all of your growth rates by 20%. This puts Donnel's growth rates over the top, but he has low base stats. So training him is going to be pretty easy once he starts gaining a few levels, but again, his modifiers are strictly all-out power and luck. All out, it's power, defense, and luck, and everything else has -1. So, what you gonna do? So Aptitude, as I said, increases your growth rates by 20. Villager also has another skill when it hits level 15, called Underdog. And basically, well, how should I say this? Basically, if you're a lower level than the enemy, you gain some hit and avoid. Alright, now, those skills are interesting to pass down, especially the female children, because villager class is male only, and you have to pass it down with Donnel. Anyways, pairings for Donnel. All are pretty decent. Muriel's probably the worst, and Maribel, sorry, Lissa is probably falling just behind in the bad category. No, he is arguably the best, since she has good strength and defense, and some extra luck would definitely not hurt it all. Now, Donnel can pass down a certain class to the ladies called Pegasus Knight, and that can become Dark Flyer, which gets, you know what, Gale Force. But remember, in Streetpass, Gale Force isn't too great. Since Gale Force isn't too great, you don't want to pair him. How should I word this? You don't want to necessarily pair him with Noe, Sully, or Tharja, the 3 ladies that can't get, Gale Force. He only has low reclasses. Villager has very low stat cap, so Villager you don't want to have as a final class. And he can reclass into Fighter and Mercenary. Fighter and Mercenary do have some interesting skills. Mercenary can get Armsthrift, which is going to be great of help, but with his luck. And Patience, I believe it is, which on the enemy phase, he will essentially get +10 hit and avoid, I believe. And then Fighter. Fighter can have +5 HP, which is, you know, as it says, +5 max HP. And Zeal, which is +5 critical. Not bad skills. Now, there is no real class path, since it might take a short time to max him out, but you're just gonna have to get him in almost all his classes anyway, so it's up to you what class path he gets. Now, since he has Fighter and Mercenary, he only gets 3 max class, promoted classes, and those are Hero, Bone Knight, and Warrior. He technically can also go into Dread Fighter if you have the DLC map, Lost Bloodlines 2, but I wouldn't put it in there, personally. It's up to you. Now, it's up to you what final class he gets, personally, but I would pretty much recommend Warrior. So what are his skills? Counter is, again, a given. BowBreaker's nice when he uses bows. And he has quite a bit of few skills which you can use. If you have access to all stats +2 or Limit Breaker, put them on. Resistance +10 is another fine skill. Otherwise, Soul, Max HP +5, Underdog, Armsthrift, and Zeal are interesting skills you can put on him. Just something to note, the main reason he wants to be in Warrior is because he needs a pretty accurate ranged attack, and bows they just suit him perfectly. BowBreaker's also going to help in case the enemy also has bows. Something also to note, in almost any class, sorcerers are going to be the bane of Donnel. The bane of Donnel. Overall, Donnel's going to be an offensive unit, but he's not spectacular as he might be in regular gameplay. This is because you have to max out your stats to create a very good Streetpass team. I hope the Streetpass guide helped, and I know it's really choppy and bad, but I had to get it done eventually. This was also to the help of X4Games, and being a big inspiration, and thank you.